And Martha, it's clear that the governor, Larry Hogan's taking a much bigger role right now. He was meeting with his own officers earlier today at 7:30. That was about 2 hours ago. And we just got word that he went to that mall, that Mondawmin Mall that you saw from the aerial pictures, and some of our Fox team were out last night. He's at the mall at the moment and will hold a press conference at noon Eastern time. And there's a story crossing right now, and they were asking him about the response that the state gave and the city gave. He says he was waiting for the call from the mayor and waited until he got that call. And once he did, all the other action had been put into place. And Rod Wheeler, former homicide detective in Washington, D.C., was here to see a lot of it. And Rod, you were out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. You worked about 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday.
That's right.
Or earlier today, I should say. How did this go from what appeared to be rather peaceful based on all the accounts, a few skirmishes here and there depending on the day, but largely peaceful, to what we saw last night?
Right. Well, it started right after the funeral yesterday. The funeral ended at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Then there was this tweet that went out on social media where all these kids met over at Mondawmin Mall, and then that's when everything started. Now, the police that initially responded yesterday, Bill, it was only about 24 to 36 police officers, but you had about 200 kids out there throwing rocks and bottles. So when I got here yesterday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the police were literally running away to try to save their own lives from a bunch of kids. Then the entire ruckus went over to West North Street, and that was the street where all of the damage took place last night. They went for the CVS, and I was literally standing right there in front of all these businesses, and people were just literally going inside these businesses, stealing everything they could get their hands on.
It really is. I mean, literally, it is a crime. The police say they were outnumbered and outflanked.
Right.
How in the world did that happen?
You know, that's a question that I think everybody is trying to answer. There was only about 200 police officers on West North Street yesterday, and they were in an alley, right? And I walked past them, and I looked at them, and they were looking at me like, you know, you better get out of here yourself. They were just totally outnumbered. So right around 6, 7 o'clock, we saw a contingent of more police officers come, a lot of state officers. But even then, Bill, it wasn't enough. They needed to have at least 1,000 more police officers.
You've got 1,500 National Guard set to be deployed.
Today.
5,000 law enforcement requested from the Mid-Atlantic region here, and 1,000 local police officers. Is this what Baltimore needs now to make sure tonight is not a repeat?
They are going to need it now, but they needed it more yesterday. But they have it now. The National Guard is here. They're well armed, and I think they're going to be okay today. But I don't know why that call came in so late. That call should have came in 2 or 3 days ago. There was intelligence that the government officials should have known that, you know, this was going to happen, but they didn't react to it. The mayor here didn't react, the police chief didn't react, and it was complete bedlam here last night.
Rod, thank you. I want you to stand by, okay?
Sure.
We're going to a couple press conferences throughout the morning into the afternoon, and we'll rely on you for your expertise and the experience you have in the area. Thank you, Rod Wheeler.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, Martha, about our crews from last night, they told me that they literally watched people loot in different stores, and police officers were standing on the street. And our Fox crews asked them, why don't you stop them? And their answer was, talk to the mayor. And the mayor's going to have to answer a lot of those questions today.